And okay, this is the front of the theater. This is the All-American Magic Theater. And we've been here 2 years. We just moved here, built a new theater. That's our snack bar over there. Everything's $1, which is really cool. Families love that. And you guys know about our next show coming up, right? Okay, the next show's
29th.
right after Christmas. We have a lecture here on magic class next week by Kayla Morelli, but you guys probably wouldn't want to come to that. Hang on for that, but December 29th and 30th are our next shows.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in, guys. Let's see. Let's walk back here. Just got that. Cool.
That's
Cool.
pretty serious.
This is my magic shop. I've had it for 31 years, but this is the new location.
Is that it?
It's
Are you in a mall?
4,567 square feet, which I thought was a really cool number. And this is more of the magic shop. And this is a room where the magicians come and hang out all the time. They've got their own little area back here where they got TV to watch, DVDs. We have over 2,000 here, and they come in and watch them. And seat about 15 people back here. We're going to go into the theater now. It is completely state-of-the-art magic theater. Right now, we're using a lot of this space for display because it's Christmas time and our show isn't for 2 weeks. Now we're inside the theater.
Oh, look at this.
Our stage up here.
Goodness.
Our lighting. So, would you guys like me to do something on stage?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I can do a routine or two, or
Where are you located?
inside Portland or at Lloyd Center Mall in Portland, Oregon. Lloyd Center
That's
is a pretty cool place. It was the biggest mall in the world when it was built.
That's what I thought. I recognize Pizza Schmitz as a Portland place. So
Yeah,
cool.
my friend Andre actually is the guy who started that company. And his dad was telling me one day he went to college and he came home and his dad said, "What are you going to do now, Andre?" And he goes, "I want to open a pizza place." His dad was an Italian guy, and he goes, "Pizza Schmitza, get a job." And that's how Andre said, I called it Pizza Schmitza. I still do 1 day a week for him at one of his restaurants. So, okay.
Pizza
On my little thing here. What are we going to do first, Brian?
Let's show them your
I thought today we might talk a little bit about patter too. I think that if any trick could be a miracle. I teach this at the shop anytime. They say, "What's the best trick?" And I say, any trick could be a miracle. So I like to take a basic trick and do some really cool patter for it. And I think I'll show you a demonstration of that. A little hot, Brian. Bring that down. Oh, are they going to be able to see me okay from there? Is that okay for you guys?
Is it on a tripod?
I think it's on the table. I think it's on a table. I think it's an iPad.
Why don't you go up here and bring it out here? And I'll hit.
Yeah,
I can hit start on this.
Our man can hold the camera or the iPad. Get us. Cameraman, there we go.
1 second. Let me get the tripod that I was using.
All righty. Great to see you, Mark.
Well, I guess this is called killing time. That's okay. So who have I got out there? Is Jay out there?
Yeah, I'm out here. Absolutely.
How you doing?
Dude, great to see you. I love the new place. Very cool.
It's really cool. We had 156 in here for the last show. We had all our seats full. We have 100 physical chairs and then these rubber mats in the front for the kids to sit on. We had those packed with about 45 kids, and we had 20-something folding chairs in the back. So it was awesome. It's definitely an upgrade. The old place was great. Every show you did there rocked, but this is just so much cooler. Brian,
Yeah,
I can
nice.
Okay.
Oh, nice setup.
Can I just hit pom pom?
Pom pom. Yep.
Everything up here is all computer on it, so. And now, we interrupt this program for this important commercial announcement. Due to overwhelming demand, the latest breakthrough technology can now be yours through this special television offer. This is the amazing Pom Pom Bowl, not to be confused with cheap imitations and not available in any store. How much would you pay? Wait before you answer. Look, you'll get one gleaming chrome pole, but you'll also get 4 pom-poms of $30 value, absolutely free. Now, how much would you pay? Just think red, green, blue, and yellow. And if you're one of the next 800,000 callers, you'll also get 2 red strings to keep track of your pom-poms. Why, it's a cheerleader's dream come true. Look, the red is connected to the green, and the blue is connected to the yellow. That's right. The red is actually connected to the green, and the blue is actually connected to the yellow. But if you pick up your phone and call now, not the red connected to the green and the blue connected to the yellow. That's right. Some of you saw it. You get the green connected to the yellow connected to the green, the red connected to the green and the yellow to the green to the yellow, the blue to the yellow, the blue to the green to the yellow to the red, the green to the yellow. Now how much would you pay? But don't worry, folks, because the pom-pom pole comes with my exclusive lifetime, totally limited warranty, subject to my approval. You can keep it for 10 days, and if you're not totally satisfied, you know what you can do with it? Well, some restrictions apply, but you could sell it or give it away or be the first on your block to have his or her very own pom-pom pole. Call 1-800-POM-POM. That number again is 1-800-POM-POM or visit our new website, www.pompom.com. That's right, you'll get all this one chrome pole, 2 red strings, 4 pom-poms, and like everything, some assembly required. Thank you. So that's a standard trick everybody has in their closet. They probably bought it, never used it. But if you take a trick like that and write something snappy, I think it's pretty cool. It's funny how I wrote that. When I write my pattern, I just write it. And usually I don't change it a lot. I think the only line I've added to that is the www.pompom.com. Because the internet's here now, but I've been doing that trick for 20 years. And I wrote it the way I would say it, and that's how I do it. So, how
Well,
about
on
one more,
behalf
guys?
of
We have
Ali
room
Bongo,
for
I
one
want to
more?
give you
Can
a
we do one
huge
more
thumbs
trick?
up on that one because that was Ali Bongo would have approved. That was exactly the kind of style he would be. He would have loved.
Yeah, I did that at a show, and I had to close the show after Billy McComb. I did that in a money routine, and both those routines, one was Terry Seabrooks, and that he mentioned Ali Bongo, and he said, great routine. I said, that was Ali Bongo's. He goes, no, that's yours now. Coming from
Yeah,
Billy,
absolutely.
I was like, wow, because I had to close the show after Mark Wilson, and then Billy, and then me. And I was backstage so nervous because I read Mark's book. So, okay, we're gonna do one more. I usually have an assistant for this illusion. I'm gonna do it solo. So I'm gonna give it a shot, do it all by myself. But I always like to say, if you like what you've seen so far, remember, you ain't seen nothing yet. Yes. Yes. Right, come on in the audience out there. Clap along. That's it. And it's summer. The lady in red. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye. It's on. It's on. So.
Ouch!
Oh,
Woohoo!
Ooh, that's getting crowded.
yeah. A little tight, huh?
Oh my.
Where'd she go?
Oh man, that is cool.
Yeah. Great.
All right, yes.
Yeah.
The convincers.
Now you light it on fire, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Oh, no.
Oh, there's
Oh,
more.
wait, there's
Oh,
more.
Oh boy.
Man.
Ouch.
Oh man.
That's,
Oh,
that's great, Mark.
That's cool.
Robert Harbin is applauding right now.
That's it.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
That is wild.
Wow. That's
oh, that
great.
is beautiful.
That is great.
You're unbelievable.
Very rich. But now, back.
Yay!
woo!
Back in
Oh,
black.
change clothes. Hey.
Nice.
Nicely done.
Hey,
And
wow.
change clothes. Woo!
Great job.
Beautiful.
Oh.
Love it.
Boy, there's a lot in that. A lot in
That's
that
one of the
illusion.
routines we do in our show. We
What's
have to get you out here again, Jay, too.
That'd be great. Yeah.
Come and do a
Hey.
show. Yeah, you push.
Hey Jay, you
Yeah.
know that's little Summer, our daughter, right?
Oh my goodness. That
Can you
summer got
believe it?
big.
There's here too.
Summer got really.
Not the
I didn't
little
see
one.
that.
She grew up on us.
That was,
You met her
that was
when
a little
she
girl
was-
that was sitting in my lap while we were setting up backstage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi, Summer. That's magic trick right there. That's
That
it.
is a magic trick right there.
Well done. You're a natural.
Bravo.
Summer. Grew up with magic.
Great job.
Perfect.
So I know this is a little different format than all the other ones I watched, but I just thought it was cool to have kind
Yeah.
of show you guys around. I'm real proud of it. It took us from the old place to come here, Jay. It took us 9 26-foot truckloads of
Oh.
equipment. And then David
Wow.
Pavlov, who worked for I think he worked for Bill Smith for years in Vegas. He brought all the truss from a show in Branson. He put up all the fireproof curtain. He's been helping us out with a lot of stuff. So it's come out real nice.
Hey, Mark,
Yeah.
what is that stage illusion you did called?
That's a mini Cub Zag, is by Gunther Punchinger. And we do it that way sometimes, and we also have another way where at the end we produce a second girl. And it
Whoa.
really yeah,
Wow.
I remember I did it at a convention once, and Amos Levkovich came up to me and he said, I own that illusion, and you cannot do that. You have the same one, same color and everything. So yeah, we have a different way we do that, but we only had Summer available today. So
Because one of our guests here, Paul, wants it for his wife.
sometimes we have a sawing in half too, but every time I cut her in half, I get stuck with a half that eats. So
Yeah,
So,
that's really good.
Not the half that you know
oh my
what.
God. What's that?
At least it's not the half that you know what.
Well, sometimes.
That,
Yeah, exactly.
that puts
Um,
that puts a standard zigzag to shame.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
pretty cool illusion. When I worked
Really
in
tough.
Cabo San Lucas, the first time I worked for Sammy Hagar, I did that show up there, and that was his favorite illusion. And he suggested that music "Ain't Seen Nothing Yet," and the whole thing. That's actually 5 pieces of music put together to do that little routine. But it works out good. The timing's good,
It's great.
and sometimes we close our show with that. But
That's pretty incredible. I've never seen that illusion.
No, that's great.
How was it working for Sammy Hagar?
you know what? It was incredible. The first time I worked for him, it was really funny. I had a magic shop in Cabo, and the way that happened was I went down and did the Millennium Show. I was the show at Cabo Wabo for New Year's Eve Millennium, and they hired me the week before New Year's Eve. I was up in Seattle opening for Blues Traveler, and the chef from Cabo Wabo saw me, and a guy named Bob Benson was down there talking me up, who was a local magician. So they'd already heard about me, and they flew me down to Cabo, and when I got there, I did the show, and they paid me in bar cash. It was about $10,000 because they covered my airfare for me and my assistant,
Oh.
hotel for the week, So they paid me in 10s and 20s that night after the show. And then they said, by the way, so I got all this money stuffed in my socks, in my pockets, everywhere. And then they say, Jorge, the manager of Cabo Wabo, he's still there. He says, by the way, we didn't have time to get you a Mexican work permit. So if anybody asks, you did this show for free. So here I am, blonde haired, in Cabo. I think I declared $1,200 when I got there, and I'm going to leave with 11,000. And
Oh,
yeah.
so I'm thinking they're going to think I'm a drug dealer or something.
Yep.
So I called the shop and I go, hey guys, I'm going to change my flight. I'm staying a little longer. And they go, oh, you're going to spend a few more days? And I said, no, next month. So I stayed there a month. I opened a magic shop with his money. So because I couldn't take it back to the US. And that's how I got a magic shop there. But Sammy was the greatest guy
Oh, great
in
idea.
the world to work for.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Great story.
Yeah, he was just a really, what's that?
Is that store still open?
No, it was open for 5 years. A fellow named John Green was running it, and he did a great job. He's a great pitch guy, and he is running a shop in Texas now, I think, or he's the magic demonstrator at a shop in Texas. But I had it. It was the first American magic shop in Mexico ever.
Where
Kind
at in
of a cool-
Texas?
Where in Texas?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a good question. It's a big shop too. You look him up online if you ever have a chance. John Green, Greene. His demos are incredible. He's got a bunch of them online. He's one of those guys, like I guess Jay Marshall could demo anything, have a story for everything. That's how John Green is. But anyway, yeah, Sammy was a great guy, and I got to do some other stuff for him too, and he never ceases to just be one of the most nice, personable guys you'll ever meet. So I'll tell you a little secret: if you ever want to see him and you're down in Cabo, he usually plays on Monday nights because the town is so dead. So people try to go on the weekends and catch him, and you just can't do it. So, oh, thanks. Yeah.
Excellent.
I'm going to sit down. But that'll, I used to be able to do that illusion over and over and not get tired, but I didn't do 10,000 push-ups like Jay. Or sit-ups, right? Didn't you do like 10,000 sit-ups?
Ab crunches. I'm the ab
crunches,
crunch
yeah.
king.
Yeah, and I saw it. He's changing backstage, and I look over and I'm like, oh my God. I have a six-pack too, but it's on the inside. So looks much different than your six-pack. Anyway.
He's in Dallas, by the way.
Oh,
I didn't hear you. What's that?
John Green, he's in Dallas.
Oh, he's in Dallas. Yeah, and he's a great guy.
Cool.
He's one of my oldest friends. Believe it or not, the guy, if you ever want a good lecture, he does a 2-hour lecture on a thumb tip. And it's all stuff you would just never think of.
Yeah.
He should have done his own 3-volume DVD set on thumb tips. But yeah. Oh. So any questions?
I'm still trying to figure out where she went.
I think it has something to do with that black dress. I don't know. The funny part is when I did that trick down I used to get in the box myself, and I had knee surgery. I can still fit in the box, but I can't get in the box, which is really depressing because sometimes I want to jump in that thing, but I don't look as good in the heels, and I can't do the costume change. So it's probably better. I mean, you have to accessorize, but
Yeah, I've done costume changes.
What do you guys think of the shirts? I heard you talking to Michael Bayouth.
Very cool.
Aren't they cool? Yeah.
all right.
Magic chops matter because they do.
yeah.
Dig
We're
it.
dropping like flies.
Thank you for donning it.
That's right.
Yeah, we just got them, and it's this cool new stuff that stretches so it doesn't crack.
Oh, that's
Oh,
neat.
that's great.
New technology, so it's really cool.
doesn't- Doesn't crease either, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, they're belly canvas shirts, so they're the highest quality. Michael Bayouth was very strict about that. He told me exactly if he said if you use my artwork, you're going to put it on these kind of shirts, and so we got the top quality ones. But
Such a cool trick.
and
You
we're always
did.
looking for other people to come and perform here. I
It
mean,
was
we've
cute,
had
Zach.
Where
Another
are
big
you?
illusion.
I will be there next Thanksgiving.
see that would be that'd be great. Yeah. That's the whole idea. I mean, we've had Jeff here, we've had Jay here a few times. Well, not here, but at the other theater. Jeff McBride's been here. We just had Tim
Oh.
Smallwood from Vegas here.
Very nice.
Nathan Krasno did a show here. We've got a lecture coming up here by Kayla Morelli on the 13th.
Cool.
So it's pretty cool, you know.
What do you charge for watching your shows, your entrance fee?
Adults for my show, different people that come, their prices might be a little higher. McBride was higher. I think Jay Scott's show was more expensive. Ours are $22 general admission, $35 for the front rows, 2 front rows, and then kids and seniors are $15. And then the coolest thing I did, if you're ever going to open a magic theater, one of the coolest things you can do is take a loss on the concession stand. Everything in my concession stand's $1. So a dad walks in with like 3 or 4 kids and he looks up, he sees popcorn, cotton candy, and he's going, oh my God. And then he sees $1, $1. And you can give a kid $5 and he can go up to my concession stand, get a popcorn, a cotton candy, and a drink and have $2 back. And you don't get that anywhere. So from the get-go, the parents are happy and makes the show better because everybody's in a great mood. Dad's not sitting there going, damn, I just spent $47 on concessions. And so it makes our crowds very happy.
Very cool.
Really smart.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
No idea.
And we don't make anything on it. The guy gets paid, the food gets covered. But at the same time, when you've got people that are all happy at the beginning of your show, that makes a world of difference for the show.
And how many seats in your theater?
We seat 40 in the front on these mats. We have 100 physical chairs. There are these, these kind of chairs. And then I can put 25 folding chairs in the back. So
wow,
100. Yeah, it's pretty big. The building, I got choice of any spot in the mall I wanted that were larger, and I picked this one because it's 4,567 square feet, and that just seemed like a magic number to me. 4, 5, 6, 7. That's behind the stage, we have a big warehouse. There's a lot of illusions back there. It's probably another 1,800 square feet, and that's where the dressing room is for the girls with their makeup lights and all their little, stuff they need. Takes them like 16 hours to get ready at every show. Gosh, they're like, especially Summer. She can't hear me, but she's the worst. She's just, believe it or not, Summer, who you just saw, she's 15.
She's almost 16.
Wow. Almost
She'll
16.
be 16 next month.
Wow.
Yeah, but I mean, a couple times after the show, guys will be like, who's that girl in the show? And I'm like, shut up, man. That's my daughter. Knock you out. What do you say? We have 4 girls in the show. 2 are my daughters. One is Sarah, who just graduated from Oregon State. One is Scott Davis's daughter, and then we have a new girl. She's doing really good in the show. But we have 4 girls, and my big show has a ventriloquist, Scott Davis. He's been in the show since 1991.
Whoa.
I know. That means we've worked together a lot, so we really bounce off each other really good. But our last 7 or 8 shows have been completely sold out. So, knock on something,
Bravo.
But it took a lot of work. Back in the day, me and Amber would go out. We're talking 10, 12 years ago. We were putting telephone pole flyers up
in the rain.
In the rain. Yeah, stacks of them, putting them in people's windows without asking, going into places, putting them up. So it was not
phone
instant.
calls every month.
Oh yeah, we would call everybody on our list. Now we have a mailing list with thousands of people on it that have come to the show.
Wow. What percentage of your audience do you think are people passing through or visiting as opposed to locals?
I think it's what percentage are probably people passing through? Probably 25%.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, probably because we're in this mall centrally located, and we're on a lot of the tourist websites and things now.
That's right.
We have a good friend that's a retired state senator, and she calls everybody in the city to get us listed on everything. Oregon travel, Portland travel, and she helps us out a lot with that. And we get a lot of repeat people, and it's pretty cool. The show's good if people are bringing their friends. Hey, this is my aunt and my uncle from Ohio. Because you don't take people to a movie that sucked.
No, exactly. That's
I saw this crappy movie. Let's go see it. But no, we're not an expensive ticket. But I think when Jay was here, it was $35 a ticket, and he packed it many times.
Well,
and
I just happen to have
here,
a couple of the posters from there I dug out of my archives.
Oh, that's so cool.
I have from 3 different times I was there.
And you designed the posters, which was
there we go.
Look at that.
These were posters. Some were posters, some were promo. There's one,
Yeah,
the All
that's a
American
great one.
Magic Theater. That was June 8th,
Oh,
2013.
nice. Yeah, I remember that one.
Sweet.
Yeah, there was
Who is that
one.
young
Beautiful.
guy?
Who is that guy? There we go, live in Portland, May 31st. And there you go. We did $9 child, 16 adult, 55
Oh, that
family.
was cheap back then. It was cheaper back
Yeah,
then.
Whoa.
well, yeah. I mean, we actually remember we were trying to say, look, let's really make it family friendly.
Yeah,
And then there's that one. That was March
Yeah.
20,
That's a good picture.
2015. I think
That's a
that
nice
was the last time I was there.
Well,
And,
it's so much better now. The way Brian has the theater set up is incredible. All we do is hit a button, the music starts, the lights go. It's all DMX controlled,
great.
program called Show Express. I always dreamed of having it that way, and finally we moved here and we just went all out. It's
awesome.
Yep.
This
good
used
for
to be
you.
a Brookstone, if you know what Brookstone is.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So in this theater, it's interesting. In this theater, there's 555 electrical outlets.
Yes.
What are
And you counted them
behind
all,
each
huh?
wall, behind my demonstration area, each little square that folds down as a shelf has 6 outlets. So there's 150 on each side
Oh
here
my God.
because they had to plug so much stuff in.
Yeah.
So we never have any power problems. My old theater, sometimes my levitation would kind of go a little slow because too much was plugged in. Not that they work with power of any means, but now everything works smoother. We're not blowing breakers.
What's the runtime of your show?
2 hours and 20 minutes
Wow, that's a long time.
with an intermission.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a full show. We have a
Value
new
for
show
money.
on Fridays called Magic and Mayhem. That one's about an hour and 50 minutes, but yeah, people sit through the whole show.
How many
Kids
magicians-
actually,
How many magicians perform? Is it just you or?
I perform, and then on the Saturday show, it's me and Scott Davis, and he's a phenomenal comedy magician and ventriloquist. Super, super funny. Real famous balloon artist. He wrote a lot of really good balloon books, and Ralph Dewey actually gave him credit for the weave that all the balloon artists use. So he builds a full-size Harley Davidson in every show, and somebody wins it.
Wow.
Huh.
It's pretty
Oh my
cool. Yeah,
goodness.
yeah. It's a really fun interactive show, and because we've been working together so many years, you know,
Well,
I think that has a
Mark,
lot to do with it. And
I'm going to
Yeah.
jump in just as a conversationalist. Obviously, we've with the show, and just in specifically that we were talking to Danny Archer at his
Smoke and
theater out
Mirrors.
in the Philadelphia.
Yeah, Smoke and
You
Mirrors.
were
is
one
his
of the
place.
first. My point I'm going to get to. Let me wake up here. My point. You were one of the first independent magic theaters that I know of, because I was touring, and
think
then
so.
another one would pop up, and I'd hit that one, another one. But I remember that that you were really a pioneer. All American Magic Theater. I mean, that was by far
Right.
the first one up in the entire Northwest, as far as I know.
It was.
Because I would tour, and
Complete.
I'd know every. I mean, there was no others that really there. So, and now there's a lot of them. That's kind of my point. Is you sort of, one of the very first to dip your foot in the water and say, all right, let's try to get an independent theater with magic as your primary focus.
Yeah,
And
it's
now they're
cool.
all
It's a
over the
great thing.
country. So yeah, good for you that you're still.
I know
doing
Sean
it.
Farquhar would call me every once in a while. Sean would say, how are you doing it? How do you do it? And my advice to anybody out there that wants to do it is go to a dead mall. Start there. They're
Yeah.
dying to have things inside there. And big stores are harder to lease for them to lease out than smaller stores. So you walk in there and take the biggest one you can and say, hey, I'm going to bring people into your mall, negotiate the rent. The rent in this spot was $9,000 a month when Brookstone was here. And I do not pay $9,000 a month.
Nope.
I'm not going to tell you what I pay. But Jay, I'm a pretty good negotiator. So
Oh yeah,
yeah, it's kind of part of the business. It's show business. And for me, magic has been my life since I was 11. So doing anything
well,
else.
we've known each other almost that long. I mean, I came up earlier, even before you had the theater, to do a lecture, and that's how we sort of initially connected. I think that would have been about
was in the
15 years
90s.
ago, 15, maybe 20.
20 years
So-
ago. Yeah, it was about 20 years
Yeah.
ago.
And
I
then
didn't
we
have a
and
theater.
then you said, "Hey, I've got this theater." I'm going, "Oh, cool, man."
And I love it too. I do.
Yeah.
Especially now, I look around and I just go, wow. Because it's really what I don't want anything bigger. I would rather sell out smaller shows. Having 100 to 150 seats is great.
Yeah,
How many
perfect
shows
size.
per night or day do you do? Being a mall.
We're trying to do every other weekend right now, 2 shows. That's our goal. So we do four to six shows a month is what we're shooting for. That way we can pack the house. It takes a few weeks to sell tickets, and when you get a lot of return people, you've got to put some new material in the show. And I'm really bad at putting new stuff in my show. I just want it to be, even doing the cube zag up here. My other daughter usually helps me, and she reaches through, she does the covers and she helps me put the tubes in, and doing it just now, it was much more difficult. So, it's also hard to do too many shows because the people in the shows also have other jobs usually, and you've got to work around that. And finding good assistants is almost impossible. So I'm so lucky. Without them, I wouldn't have any of this. And without Brian, who's doing the tech, I've known Brian since he was 12 years old. So
that's great.
So a lot of the people that work for me were my customers as kids. A guy came in the other day at the shop, and he hands me an insurance card, and he says, "Oh, I'm from so and so insurance agency." And I take the card. I go, "All right, I'll tell the boss that you came by." And he goes, "Mark," he had a little boy with him. So I was being real nice. I didn't want to say, "Get out of here, insurance guy." But he goes, "Mark, don't you remember me?" And he told me his name. And his dad used to bring him to my shop all the time. So he was bringing his son to the shop. And I was like, wow. It's a cool story, but it made me feel old because I've had the shop since 1991. That's a long time to have them.
Do you rent the theater out at all?
Yeah, I just started doing that. And we've had other people come in, and I rented it to a hypnotist from Vegas who did erotic hypnotism. And he left town and didn't pay me.
Audience?
Well, that was the whole concept. I didn't realize, but and he ended up skipping town and not paying me.
Oh,
no, for real, yeah. But no, I rent it out now. I'm renting it out. I have Caleb Morelli's coming here to do a lecture, and he's using the theater. I'm always looking for people that want to bring their show here, just not too big of a show, because behind that curtain I've got all kinds of illusions. So it's hard to fit everything in here. And we've got illusions up here. There's that's a cube zag. Let's see. Oh yeah, right up there is a crusher illusion. You can't really see it. Diminishing dame. So there's stuff crammed everywhere in here. So, but no, I'm looking for people that want to come to town and bring their show, and we either do a deal on the tickets or they rent the theater directly. So if anybody out there wants to come, and it's a great theater to work because you're only 12 seats across and the 10 rows back. Yeah. So even from back there, you can see everything. But right now we just got a big 75-inch TV. It's going to be up here. It'll come down. So there'll also be a projector up there. There'll be a TV so people can watch close-up magic, which is a big trend now. What do you guys think about that? People doing close-up magic on stage?
Why not? Yeah.
Yeah. See, I'm old school. I think stage magic is stage magic. And, I do close-up, and it's meant to be done close-up.
Doug Henning did it.
In his first TV
true,
special.
Yeah. Copperfield did it.
Yeah, when I do card work, I tell a story about Doug Henning doing that on TV, because that's really why I wanted to learn it when he did that, and people were oohing and on. So I guess you're right. It's just I saw some shows that were in Vegas. It was all close-up guys, and I'm thinking they could learn some stage magic too. Maybe a mixture is okay.
Yeah, I agree.
But, yeah. I just think it shouldn't just be, I'm just going to get a camera and go on stage. Now, I was talking to Caleb Morelli the other day about it, and he said it plays great. People want to see it. They feel like they're right there. So we might try it with a trick or two.
We were on a cruise, and the fellow was doing some stage magic, and then he walked over to a table, and there had been a camera set up, and then screens went on left and right, and looking close up, and it allowed him to do different types of presentations.
I
guess that's true.
Copperfield do his
Change
show.
it up.
He would do that. He'd do illusions, but then have a few close-ups with the camera.
Yeah, I guess it really personalizes the show.
It might be a change of pace.
Mix.
Yeah, change of pace. Yeah. And, if you can get that connection with the audience by doing that, the first time I had John Calvert, you guys know John Calvert.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The coolest thing I ever saw was he started his show and he walked out in the crowd. We only had like 60 people there, but he walked out and he shook pretty much everybody's hand. It was the classiest thing I'd ever seen, you know? And he connected with the audience on that level, and they just loved him as a person from the beginning of the show. And I think that definitely
Did he give
made
Did
his
he
show
give
better.
back the wallets?
No, but he gave back the watches. So.
Gave back cigarettes. Passed
Pretty
out
amazing
cigarettes.
guy. Yeah, he was a really amazing guy after the show. His stories were incredible, you know. But
Yeah, he was great.
yeah, he was definitely great. So.
Frank, I gotta call you back.
Lived a long time.
What's that? I gotta call you back. Okay, call you back.
That's funny. I see. I was afraid my phone was going to ring,
Yeah.
which I think it did
Me
once or
too.
twice. Summer, take that phone in the back just in case. I don't want it to go off in mill. So, but yeah, this is my home. This is we call her our house because we live here half the time. But when I got the invitation to share this with everybody, I thought that's so cool because there's so many other people out there, like you were saying, Jay, that have a dream to do this, have a theater and whatnot, and it's doable. It's just a whole lot of work. You know, you got to be willing to. I mean, everywhere I go, I don't have one, but I always have a stack of flyers in my pocket. I'm pitching the show everywhere. But you know, think about it. This might be the first magic show people ever see, or the last magic show they ever see. So we're giving them a gift when they come to the show. When we convince them to come, we're giving them a gift, something they're going to talk about for the rest of their life. So
I
Right.
agree.
You're absolutely
That's the
right.
name of the game.
yeah, I think a lot of people trivialize magic, but it makes people feel like a kid. And we never get that feeling. You wake up in the morning, you're thinking about the damn bill you got to pay and this stuff. And when you can give somebody that release, especially for an hour or two, man, they walk out, there's just a relaxation on their face and a glow. And so it's pretty cool, you know?
The biggest seller in your magic shop.
Well, this is funny, but you saw me do a little ball vase routine out there.
Right.
Loftus Novelty told me a couple years ago, they called me on the phone and they go, you know, Houdini's Magic Shop has bought over 17,000 ball vases. And I said, really? Wow, that's a lot of ball vases. And then she goes, they're number 2. And I said, who's number 1? And she goes, you have bought over 22,000 ball vases from us throughout the years.
That's my kind of magic shop guy.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, and to be honest with you, I have the latest, greatest of everything. Anything you see online, I have everything. I have old stuff, a lot of vintage magic, but what allows me to have all that is pitching ball vases and Svengali decks and nickels and dimes. Without those things,
Wow.
I can't afford to have the other things because you don't
Wow.
make any money on the other stuff. We don't all know that. Anything with somebody's name on it is a lot. You know, if it says Daryl so and so, I'm paying $10 for that trick and selling it for 16. But if I buy ball vases and sell them, that pays the rent.
Mm-hmm.
So,
good.
But I sell it. We have a guy in Beaverton, Oregon we have the best handmade stripper decks, mirage decks in the world. He does them 1 card at a time. Re-rounds the quarters, polishes them with a Dremel tool. He's made them for me for over 30 years. And sometimes I'll send a stripper deck to somebody and they'll call me on the phone and say, you sent me a regular deck. And I'll say, turn a card around. And they turn it around. They go, oh my God, I've never seen one like this. And you can't see it. So I sell a lot of those trick decks because people know about them. So I don't know, best seller in a magic shop is whatever people will buy, you know? Yeah, but I guess it's pitch magic though. But right now there's a lot of great tricks out. It's getting so electronic nowadays though. You know, there's so many tricks that I think the packaging in most of the new tricks are better than some of the new tricks though. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You come in this beautiful box and you open it up and there's a deck of cards. And I'm like, wow. But that's the trend now.
Yeah.
It's true. I mean, everything used to come in a little Ziploc bag, basically. And it'd be
that
the
was
same
right.
trick now that comes with this gorgeous. So I don't know. And it seems like every new trick is $40. Could be a little card trick, $40. So, but I don't mind selling like the stuff I was doing for those kids out there, sponge balls in their hand. They're going to remember that for the rest of their life. So
They will. Yes, they will.
Yeah, they will. And they may never become magicians, but even if they try one trick, it still builds confidence, lateral thinking, teaches them to think one step ahead. So I think everything that we do is so much more beneficial than a lot of people give us credit for.
Yeah.
You know, all of us. I mean, anybody doing magic, I think we're giving people something they can't get anywhere else.
Exactly. Exactly.
I think magic teaches the same skill set as chess, except it's more fun to do for people. You don't sit there and invite people to watch you play chess. You know?
Yeah.
Right. Try to explain that to parents. You know, the hardest part nowadays of having a magic shop too is if you fool the parents with a trick, they don't think they can do the trick, because if it fools them, their kid, or they don't think their kid could do the trick, because if it fools them, there's no way their kid could do it. So, and I don't show anybody any secrets until they buy it. I'm not the kind of shop where, come here, I'll show you how it works if you buy it. So secret is sold when the trick, secret is told when the trick is sold. That's what John Green used to always say.
Classic. Yeah.
That's right.
Yep.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Besides, they want to know until they know. And then once they know, they're like, oh, that's kind of stupid.
Yeah.
I just taught magic classes for a summer camp here, 16 or 11 weeks, 16 kids a week. I had the kids for a whole week. And one of the things I taught them was, you know, if you tell people want to know until they do, and it's the same kind of thing, you know, keeping that secret is really important, I think.
Sure.
Couldn't agree more.
Hmm.
Hey, Mark, at the end of my Inside the Magician Studio, I asked the magician to give us a concise answer to the following question. What is your definition of magic?
Well, that's a good question. For me, I grew up in a kind of a foster home situation as a kid. So for me, magic is pretty much my identity, it's my life. But I think, like I said before, I think for me, my definition would be it's an escape for people, and for me, for the magician. I think it's an escape for the magician and for the people watching it. It makes people feel like a kid and give them an experience they're never going to forget. Hopefully. I mean, there's a lot of bad magicians out there that I've seen, and I don't know what they're giving to their people, but I would say magic to me is a way to make people feel like a kid, feel wonderment, blow their mind, escape their problems a little bit, and hopefully give them an experience they'll never forget.
Awesome answer. Thank you so much.
And it pays my rent.
Love it.
Which is good too, because everybody's got bills to pay. You know, I wish I could do it for free, but
Well, we really appreciate you joining and give us the tour and an example of you selling your wares in the magic shop, and
appreciate that.
illusion is still boggling my mind. And
Well, I'm so happy to have the opportunity. I looked at the list of people you had on there, and there's some greats. So to be included in a group as, you know, prestige as that, I thank you.
you're quite welcome. You belong amongst the greats.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So, and if you guys are ever in Portland, please come by, even just to
Yeah.
say hi. You know, if you don't come see me today, I can't help you spend your money. So
And there's no sales tax in Portland, so
see,
Better.
Yeah, that's why
Yeah,
you got
besides-
the guys that live in Washington. They live in Washington, and then they hop over to buy
Very
in
smart.
Portland. How about
very
those?
smart.
it is very smart. And any magic theater or shop in the country that you know about, go there. They're dropping like flies. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
and we're not going anywhere. But luckily, I'm a magician for the Portland Trailblazers. I have really good corporate contracts. I can subsidize the shop if I have to. This shop's doing well. But in the past, I've had to use my own money sometimes. Sometimes you pay the bills from your own pocket, and then you try to make it back at Christmas, this is my big season now. But support every magic shop you can, magic theater, because these guys are busting their tush more than you could imagine to make it happen. So it doesn't, the tickets don't sell themselves, and the tricks don't sell themselves, and the rent doesn't pay itself, you know?
Yep.
Spot on. Yeah.
Thank you, Mark. Awesome.
All right, guys. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, Mark.
Great to see you.
Mark,
John.
Thank you very much.
John,
Very good.
Thank you.
great stuff.
Excellent.
bravo.
Yes.
Thank you, Mark.
All right. See you guys later.
All right.
Bye.
See you, everyone.
Now I have to go to work and sell
Yeah.
some magic.
Go to work.
Well, thanks, everyone. That was a nice change of pace. It was
Yeah.
Yeah.
really
Very
nice to see a working
nice.
pro doing his
Thank
thing.
you, John.
You're quite-
That's
Excellent.
great.
Excellent. Where'd that girl go?
Yeah, I know.
Down.
She left her hand, you know?
Now, the question, Paul, is where does the second one come from?
That's
Yeah.
right.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Good question.
Excellent. Excellent.
Great.
Okay, guys. We will see you next week for the one and only Michael Granoff
Ah,
doing his brand new show.
very
Look
good.
forward to that.
Excellent.
And have a wonderful weekend.
All right.
Righty.
Thank you, John.
Have a
Thank
great
you.
week.
Everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, John.
Bye.
Thanks, John.